Hello friends, welcome back to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. This is Shailaja, and my recipe today for you is a wonderful Middle Eastern dish. Now, I lived in the Middle East for many years, and we would often go for brunches on the weekends, and this would be a very popular item on a lot of the menus, most often served for breakfast, but it's such a fabulous and filling meal, you could actually even use it as a lunch item. I'm going to show you how to make a shakshouka. Let's take a look at what we're going to need for this wonderful dish. Onions, chopped tomatoes, mixed capsicum, eggs, cumin powder, chilli powder, minced garlic, salt to taste, chopped coriander, feta cheese, oil. So this dish is essentially a tomato based dish, and we're going to use eggs, just regular raw eggs, which we will crack open into the sauce and poach them for about 5 to 7 minutes. Now you feel free to use any other ingredients that you like. I'm using some wonderful colored capsicum, and I will use some feta and some chopped coriander as the garnish. However, I've come across some recipes where that call for even the use of chopped sausages. You could use mushrooms and anything else that you may like. So feel free and use your imagination. I've got a pan, and I'm going to go ahead and add some oil. So I have got my oil heating here, and I'm going to go right ahead and add in the onions, and we'll just cook that for a little bit. What you're looking for is like a medium brown color. The onions are looking a nice medium brown, and I'm going to add in some chopped garlic. And we'll just stir that up a little bit more. One thing about this recipe is when you do put in tomatoes, make sure you have enough, because you do need enough of a body for the base, because that's how the eggs will cook in the sauce. So I'm just going to turn this down a little bit, and at this stage we can go ahead and put in the chopped tomatoes. Now we'll wait for this to cook a little bit, and once they are semi done, we can then add in the capsicums as well. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of water to cook the tomatoes, and then just give this a stir. So we'll let this simmer for a couple of minutes so that the tomatoes get nice and tender. So our tomatoes are looking tender here. So I'm going to now add in the chopped capsicums as well. Those will take about 5 to 6 minutes to cook. This really is such a pretty dish. It's got a multitude of different colors and flavors, and like I said, just feel free to add in anything of your choice to make it different and unique. So this will now cook a little bit more. If you think it's too dry, you could just add in some more water, but not too much, because you don't want the base to be too runny. It has to be a thickish consistency. So we let this simmer a little bit more. So the capsicum is also looking cooked now. So I'm going to go ahead and add some chilli powder, and I'm going to add some cumin powder. At this stage you could just turn this down a little bit and then just stir this up, and I'm going to just season it with some salt and then just mix it up. As you can see, consistency is fairly thick. The water from what we had added on earlier on has all kind of dried up. Now this is the interesting part, where we're going to actually crack the eggs into the sauce, and then we'll cover this and let this poach for about 5 to 7 minutes. I've got the eggs out here. What you could really do is just make small indentations into this sauce. So that's kind of a guide for you as to where the egg will go in. So I've got about 4 eggs out here. So the way we would do this is you would just crack each egg, and then just right where you've made the indentation, you want to gently pour the egg right there. So that's one in there. going ahead and putting the second one, and one last one now. That's looking so pretty. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to cover this up and let this simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. So we'll just let that be for the moment. This is looking great. Our shakshuka looks fabulously done, and the eggs look wonderfully poached. You don't want to do it more than about 5 to 7 minutes, because then the eggs are going to become really too dry. At this stage you can see that they're still slightly moist, and that's actually just perfect. So I'm going to actually turn this off right now, and like I said, let your imagination go wild. You can use any kind of garnish over this once it's done. So I'm actually just going to add in some of this feta over this, and of course some chopped coriander always works magic over any dish. So I'm just going to add in the chopped coriander. So there you go, friends, this wonderful Middle Eastern way of cooking eggs and vegetables. The shakshuka is now ready, and I do hope you enjoyed watching this video, and do try this recipe out sometime. It just works out great. Thanks for watching.
Do subscribe to our channel on YouTube if you like our videos. Stay connected. Happy cooking!